that industry.
It's not those shantymen again, is it?
Yeah, it's got the stuff. So you'll enjoy this. There's one last one.
I think my grandson's boat is on that. Daniel Langford.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's
That's Selsey, it's not Sidlesham.
yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean they're slightly bigger than us,
Yeah.
but we've got to shout more strongly. There's a last one. There is a last one.
He fishes, by the way, big channel.
All right. Yeah.
Not.
And there's the one where you can watch all the stuff about the crabs and the crustaceans, which is, it may sound that it's not quite David Attenborough standards, but it is quite fascinating, you know, because there's a lot of stuff was done with obviously divers and things, you know, showing what goes on just off the shore there. So, but that's, you know, a very, very quick run through.
That will be circulated so we can pick them up on our machine, okay?
Yeah, and all those films and things have got further work that's been done on.
Yeah.
You know, particularly that first one. I think, you know, if you can stand it, it could be, you know, a section here focusing on Paddy Harbour and what's going on there, what the EA are up to and things. You know.
What are they doing on the west side of the causeway?
Right.
They seem to stop there now, but what was the project there?
What
Was
it
that
is?
the wading area for LSPV birds, was it?
Yeah. What it is there was lottery and other money that the Sussex Downs, or the South Downs, body got, okay, for a project called Downs to the Sea. Because there's a massive issue about the runoff from the Downs. You know, where does it go? It goes through here eventually. So you know, there's that continuity, and that's where RSPB were brought into that project to try to maintain a more manageable level within the pond area, you know, the massive pond area there. Because at the moment it hasn't. You know, if we went past it before this rain, it was drying up. You know, I went past on the bus, and there was one bird in the middle of it in a puddle. You know, it's trying to maintain, you know, those levels and things. So that's what that work is. But it's complicated because the EA, you know, the two big pipes into the harbour.
Yes.
They drain the Bury Rife and also Sidlesham wastewater treatment works. Water, it pumps it across, you know, into
the
harbour. Okay. What the EA are intending to do, and this is in their green environmental policies, is to not use the two massive electric pumps which consume massive amounts of electricity. So the intention is, and they're still evaluating it, is to have the system totally gravity driven. I don't know how it's going to work, but we did some work with one of the EA guys a couple of years ago, and at certain winters, where we're getting in some very good summers as well, there could be a flooded area that extends from those pump areas right the way up to Ham Road, you know, to the junction, that corner that you mentioned, yeah? Because it's pretty low lying, isn't it? So it could there, and it could pick up the Highly Rife, you know, as well, coming through there. So it could be a massive flooded area if they took that approach, you know, which RSPB would love because it's wetland area, but I don't think many other people would. But so there's very controversial things happening, you know, it's conservation, you know, sort of protection from flooding, you know, which is, you know, we've experienced with the Mike Bond issue, Mike.
If you do flood there, we get rid of that gypsy problem we have. and Mrs. Dexter's thing, is that all underwater?
It might float away.
Yeah, but there's, you know, the scope of what everybody does, you know, it's quite massive, really. But it's a core basis for what is so important is it's empirical information that's factual evidence through what it's saying.
No,
That's the important part.
well, we have our representative, unfortunately, he's not here.
Yes, it's not speculative, you know, the idea is that the three subgroups bring forward information that proves these points.
Yeah.
You know, and partners in there, you know, there's Brighton, there's Portsmouth and Southampton University and main players in it. So it's got, you know, that sort of research coming through. So, you know, it's,
Okay.
that's where we are. Thanks for listening and saying, I hope you enjoyed the film.
Any ideas? Sorry,
I'm
ideas?
going
Any
to
questions?
ask a
Yeah,
question.
questions,
You're all going to think I'm asking a silly question.
No, please.
But before, not very long before we moved here,
Yeah.
little boats used to be able to come up to by the on Mill Lane,
By
by
the
the
quay.
harbour, on the
Yeah.
quay there.
Mm.
And we all worried about flooding. If that was dredged out again, would that help with flooding?
Yeah.
Because the only reason it's been allowed to do is to have little birds wading across it.
Yeah, yeah.
So really, it's all very much saying the RSPB says, oh, we'll have a few little birds. Environmentally,
Yeah.
that, and Andrew said it when we first moved here, that needs dredging out and
Yeah.
opening up to take the water.
Well, historically, of course, they closed off the
Yeah.
harbour and
Yeah.
tried to fill it in
Yeah,
and farm.
But if it was cleaned out and looked after properly, not just let it silt up for years, I mean, it's 40 years it's been silting up, that would be really helpful.
It's really interesting that those channels, they're actually the rifes that are, you know, defined, you know, and as rifes, they're main river, so there's a responsibility to keep them
Yes.
open. Because you know, where the mill pond, you know, comes
Yeah.
down and, you know, to the road, well, the work was done by I think it's by the owners there, repairing the three flat valves. But the one that actually enters the harbour, where you can see it low tide, I mean, it's about 6 inches above, you know, the line there. So you're quite right, Mary.
But it would look beautiful, wouldn't it, if it was all, it's all in that.
There's a conflict in the whole area. RSPB has the responsibility under licence to manage the area.
Yeah, only manage it, yeah. Only for management, yeah.
Not to manage it.
Yeah.
And their view of life is what we want is more wetlands for wading birds. And we had the case where Chris Spivey called on us and got Paul involved to stop them from flooding part of his fields.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've got Medbury, they got a flooded the whole area there for seabirds and got rid of all the freshwater birds and all the freshwater animals and everything else. So
Chris
it was
Spivey,
giving up one thing for another,
Yep.
which is what happens.
Well, I think they backed off anyway. That was fine anyway. Okay.
Anyway,
think that's it.
thank you,
Okay.
Paul. I mean,
Thanks,
Paul is a
Paul.
fountain of knowledge on water.
Yeah, okay.
We really as well. There were only
Push.
there's someone else who doesn't know. Yeah. At the time, I think when you moved through here, it was the county council.
Yeah.
And there's only a licence for 3 boats to use.
Hello.
I just look up at
How are you? It's well. Do you want to go past? There we go.
But
Okay.
it's a big issue in future pattern. How it goes.
Is there any from the story that Quinault is North Quay in French? The French used to come up to the right button. There's a school, isn't there?
It's a sherry. A nice wine.
I was in Back Harbour at one stage, you used to have reside boats there.
When the mill was there, it's secluded. And a lot of the stone we got, and those
Hardstone.
yeah. Things used, you know, that was,
Yes.
The Romans might well have come in there too, because it was a harbour.
true.
Almost certainly.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
And certainly one very eminent Roman historian believes that the invasion actually took place in Manchester Harbour rather than the get cursed. Yeah.
Thanks very much for your time.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks, Paul. Very good.
I will return as the General said.
Okay, right, let's carry on with the account. Okay, item 10.
What happened after?
Item 10, correspondence received. Nothing.
We haven't heard anything about it. See if they're here.
No.
Okay, just sort of,
Item 11, dead trees.
They've reported and they've come back to me to say that they are looking into it, they're investigating it.
Well, I noticed that Hudson had lost one of their trees
Yes.
that is down. And I thought, you know, those trees opposite me, they're all dead. In fact, there's large pieces of bark from the tree actually on the pavement now, where they're sort of disintegrating. And if those trees came down right on the bend, it could be quite...
When we talk about the dead tree, we talk about the dead ash trees. Oh, sorry,
Directly
dead elm
opposite
trees.
my entrance,
Yeah,
there's about 4 trees there that are dead.
on the other side of the road.
On the other side of the road.
Yeah, so they're not, they're fracture and stuff.
And if they were to fall, I mean, if I got a tree
Is
in
there
my
email
garden,
address on your card?
only last week when we had the rain and the wind, one of my trees completely killed over. And the root was up in the air and there's the tree on the ground. So these trees are coming down.
Well, they're of an age as well.